How about that? The Bulls had a blowout win. Not often we've been able to say that, and I believe on the broadcast, Adam Means said it was actually the Bulls' biggest win by margin of victory, which is pretty crazy considering it was only an 18-point win, when in today's NBA, you see 20-point plus wins nearly every night around the league. And actually, this game really should have ended up closer to a 30-point win when the Mavs waved the white flag around the 4-minute mark, and then it was garbage time after that where the Bulls allowed the Mavs to make the game a little more respectable. But in any event, the Bulls get the win, a game they really should have won, by the way. Like, I wouldn't consider this to be an impressive win by any means when you're going up against a depleted Dallas team that has 14 wins on the season, but the fact that the Bulls actually took care of business against a bad team and won in convincing fashion says more than what we've historically seen from this team this season in playing down their competition. Also, I'm not a football guy, most of you know that about me, but that was an insane ending to the Bears game, and coming back and beating the Packers once again, this time of course in the playoffs, which means more. That had me hyped, even though I don't follow the NFL, so congrats to all Bears fans as well. Big night in Chicago. Anyway, back to this Bulls game. I was looking forward to this one mainly because we got to see our first look at Cooper Flagg, and also we finally got to see Modest versus Cooper Flagg and that matchup that has been anticipated. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that Modest is better than Flagg or that he has more potential, because Cooper Flagg is really a special player. And to see what he's doing at the age of 19, just turned 19 in fact, entered the league at age 18, you know that he's a future star, a generational type player with his potential on both ends of the floor. So I don't want this to come off as me being delusional or insanely biased, because I recognize that Cooper Flagg's ceiling is exceptionally higher than Modest Bucella's. That said though, Modest did a really good job on Flagg in their first matchup. They weren't always matched up on each other on every possession, and that was especially the case when Modest was on offense. On defense, you saw Modest mainly guarding Flagg, and he held his own. He was deterring Flagg's shots at the rim, wasn't allowing him to create shots easily on the dribble, and stayed with him on cuts to the basket when Cooper Flagg was playing off the ball. Flagg didn't have a good game, and he was growing more and more frustrated as the game went on. He went 4 for 13 with 11 points, 5 turnovers, 1 rebound, and 2 assists, was a -14 on the court. For a guy who's averaging 19 points per game on 48% shooting, 53% on twos, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists, I would say that's a subpar game for him. The Bulls were not giving him anything, they made him work, and they even got a little bit under his skin. On the flip side, Modest, I'm not going to call it a stellar game for him by any means, but 15 points on 7 for 16 shooting. Most of his misses came from behind the arc, where he went 1 for 7 from 3 to go along with 6 boards, 2 blocks, and only 1 turnover, and he was a +19 in his 25 minutes of play. Modest's impact on the court, at least in this game, was more than what we saw from Cooper Flagg. Of course, to be fair, Flagg doesn't quite have the best talent around him at the moment, which makes it harder to impact winning when the rest of your team sucks. But either way, Modest showed up for this matchup and even had a little extra energy and motivation. Look, we always talk about the egalitarian style of offense that the Bulls play with, right? They get everyone involved, they play team basketball, there's no your turn, my turn with this team. Once again, another 7 players in double figures in this game. The Bulls have 7 players on their roster averaging double figures, not a single player averaging more than 20 points per game though, which is insane in today's NBA to not have a single person on your roster averaging more than 20 points. But really, a lot of great contributions from guys in this one. Kobe White, who missed the last game, the game before the Heat postponement. The game before that, where he did play, he didn't look right when he played. This was one of Kobe's better games in the season, where he looked more like himself. Started off the game with that bad turnover where he just throws it away on a kick out, but he settled down a bit, chose his shots wisely, went more inside. He would finish with a team high 22 points on 9 for 15 shooting. Great contributions from Trey Jones as well, 13 points, 5 assists. Vooch, 15 points, 6 for 11. Like Modest, most of his misses came from outside. 15 points, 12 boards, 3 assists, a steal, and 2 blocks for Nikola Vucevic. Ayo, man, can't forget about Ayo. He has been on one coming off the bench, just insanely efficient. 20 points, once again on 7 for 9 shooting, 3 for 4 from 3, 4 rebounds, 8 assists, and 4 steals. Ayo has really played that role well coming off the bench. Like, he's probably not going to win 6th Man of the Year, but he should certainly be in that conversation. And then Kevin Huerter coming off the bench, he really showed up well in the 4th quarter to start breaking open that lead. I know Huerter has been struggling these past few games, but even though he's struggled with his shot, he still makes smart decisions when he's on the floor. His impact is still there. He plays hard. And wouldn't you know it, in this game, a game like this, he was a team high plus 22 in box plus minus, 13 points, 5 for 10 from the floor, 6 assists for Herter, and actually 3 steals as well. Also, it was good to have Jalen Smith back in this game, even though he didn't shoot the ball that well. It's good to have a big body out there in the second unit that can crash the boards and protect the rim. The Bulls have been much better when he's in the lineup versus when he's out. So good to have Jalen Smith back. Hopefully, we don't continue to see any other setbacks with that concussion protocol of his. Crazy stat from this game for me. The Bulls had 38 fast break points to the Dallas Mavericks 8. The Mavs didn't get their first fast break point until the fourth quarter. I mean, the Mavs' transition defense was really bad in this game. The Bulls are a great transition team. They love to play fast, but that disparity is wild. Also, points in the paint, 68 for the Bulls, 44 for the Mavs. That's what was driving me crazy throughout this game, especially when it was close, was the Mavs. I mean, they had the lead cut down to 4 in the second half, and the Bulls were just chucking up a bunch of threes. Even when they were getting second chance opportunities, they would get the offensive rebound on a missed 3, and then would just kick it back out for another 3 and miss it again. Like, go inside, man. You're killing them in the paint. Like, I'm not mad when the Bulls are taking a lot of threes because they are a pretty decent three-point shooting team, but they're also a very streaky three-point shooting team. When the shots aren't falling and you're doing well inside, go with what's working. Punish them in the middle, get some easy buckets, give yourself a nice cushion of a lead, and be done with it. Anyway, Bulls get a win, a needed win after snapping a 3-game losing streak and trying to buy a little bit more time to get their guys healthy, particularly Josh Giddey. They've got a few more days off as well before taking on the Rockets in Houston on Tuesday. Let me know what you guys thought of the game. Let me know in the comments. Also, let me know what you guys thought of the Bears game as well. As always, guys, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.